It's pretty wild to think that the device in your pocket has more computing power than what sent astronauts to the moon. It connects us, it informs us, it's supposed to make everything easier. But there's a flip side, isn't there? The very same tech that promises to streamline our lives can often leave us feeling totally drained and, well, disconnected. And that really gets to the heart of the matter. Is this glowing rectangle we carry around with us 24/7 a source of anxiety and distraction, or is it a revolutionary tool that could literally save lives and fix global healthcare? The answer, as you might guess, is it's both.
And this is that two-sided coin in action. We were promised this amazing connected world, but a lot of us feel more anxious than ever. We have all the information in human history at our fingertips, but we're constantly distracted. We've got all these tools for efficiency, and yet so many of us just feel overwhelmed. It's this tension that we're going to unpack today.
So here's how we're going to do it. First, we'll look at our digital dilemma. Then, we'll talk about how to reclaim our digital well-being. After that, we'll flip the coin and explore technology as a healer. And finally, we'll wrap up by looking at how we can forge our own digital future. Okay, so this is square one. We're really getting a handle on this super complex relationship we have with our devices, both on a personal level and as, a whole global society. So let's dive into the personal cost first. This feeling of being always on. It takes a real toll on our minds, our bodies, and our ability to just be present with the people right in front of us. 47 seconds? Just let that sink in. Research shows that's the average amount of time we can focus on a single task on a screen before our brain jumps to something else. We call it multitasking, but it's not. It's actually task switching, and it's completely exhausting for your brain and just terrible for getting any real deep work done. And it's not just our attention spans, it's our actual time. This always-on culture means the average workday has gotten about 2 hours longer since the big shift to remote work. Yeah, the commute might be gone, but the line between work and home, it's basically been erased for a lot of people, and that is a fast track to burnout.
Okay, this is absolutely fascinating. Scientists have this term called brain drain. And get this, just having your smartphone on the desk next to you, even if it's turned off and face down, it measurably lowers your available brain power. It's because a part of your brain is always on standby, just waiting for it to buzz. You literally have less mental capacity for what you're trying to do. It's wild. Come on, we've all felt this, right? That completely wiped out feeling after a day of back-to-back video calls. They call it Zoom fatigue, and it is a very real thing. It happens because our brains are working overtime trying to process nonverbal cues through a tiny screen, which is not how we're wired to communicate. It's just incredibly draining.
All right, so that's the problem. But the good news is there are totally doable solutions. It's all about being intentional. First, just get aware. Use tools like screen time on your phone to see where your time is actually going. Second, and this is a game changer, turn off every notification that isn't absolutely essential. You decide when you check your phone. Third, try tech-free mornings. Give your brain a chance to wake up before the digital world rushes in. And fourth, schedule real breaks away from all screens. Let your mind actually recharge. And what about our physical health? Well, there are some simple tricks here too. The 20-20-20 rule is fantastic. Every 20 minutes, just look up from your screen at something about 20 meters or 60 feet away for 20 seconds. It's that simple, and it gives your eye muscles a break fighting that digital eye strain. Also, using features like night shift or dark mode in the evening, that helps reduce the blue light that can seriously mess with your sleep. And we all know how crucial good sleep is.
Okay, so we've looked at the challenges. Now it's time to flip the coin. Because on the other side is this incredible, almost unbelievable potential for technology to be a massive force for good in medicine. And once you see the scale of the need, you'll see why this is so important.
The UN reports that 1.1 times billion people live in multidimensional poverty. That's a billion people who might not have basic sanitation, reliable electricity, or, critically, access to healthcare. The old way of doing things, building hospitals, training doctors, it just can't keep up. It's a huge crisis. But this is where technology might just be the answer. And this is the key insight. Digital health isn't just a nice to have. It could be the solution to closing that enormous gap. We simply can't build enough hospitals fast enough. But what we can do is use the technology that's already out there, like smartphones, to deliver care and information at a massive scale. And that is exactly what's starting to happen.
And listen, this isn't some sci-fi future, this is happening today. We're talking about a patient's dangerously high blood pressure being detected by a remote team, preventing a stroke, Or AI helping a doctor diagnose a super rare disease in a child with incredible speed. We're seeing portable diagnostic tools, stuff you'd expect in a high-tech lab, being used to help workers in rural areas. Even language models on basic phones are giving out vital health info in places with zero internet. This is what technology as a healer looks like. But, and this is maybe the most important point of all, we have to remember what Dr. John Williams says here. Technology is a tool. It's not a replacement for the human element. Trust is the absolute bedrock of healthcare, and that trust is built in the relationship between a doctor and a patient. Technology has to serve that relationship, not get in its way. So here's the secret sauce. Technology by itself, just dropped into a new place without any context, it doesn't do much. It might assume there's always power or Wi-Fi, but technology plus people, now that's the magic formula. It works when it's introduced by trusted members of a community, when it respects local culture, and when it builds on those human relationships. It's always about the people. So we have these two very different sides of the coin, right? Technology as a personal drain on our well-being, and technology as this incredible healer. But here's the beautiful part. The solution to both problems is exactly the same. It all comes down to prioritizing human connection. Let me tell you a quick story that just nails this point. A well-being expert is on a packed train in London. She sees this little toddler on her mom's lap, looking around, and the little girl just looks so sad. And then the expert realized why. Almost every single adult in that train car was just staring down into their phone. Physically there, but mentally gone. So the expert catches the little girl's eye and smiles, and the girl's face just explodes with joy. She beamed. All she needed was for one person to actually see her. That story really illustrates the choice that's right in front of us. We can let technology become an attention hijacker, something that makes us dependent, causes that brain drain, and distracts us from the real, messy, beautiful life happening all around us. Or we can decide to use it as a human enabler, a tool that builds connection, helps solve massive health crises, and enhances, not replaces, the human touch. That choice is up to us, every day. And that's the big takeaway. Whether we're talking about our own focus and well-being, or the health of billions of people around the globe, the answer isn't about getting rid of technology. It's about having more humanity. The future of health is human. It's about making sure these amazing tools serve our deepest human needs, not the other way around. So I'll leave you with this to chew on. In your own life, your family, your community, how are you going to forge your digital future? Will you choose one of distraction or one of genuine connection? I'd love to know what you think is the biggest challenge we face with all this. Let me know down in the comments. And hey, if you found this explainer useful, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives. Thanks so much for watching.